Hey guys, welcome to Nine Links. This is your host, Alex. From now on, I'm just going to remove the introduction uh, part of the videos to save some time and also, jump right into the actual video itself. Anyway, today I'm not going to talk about fragrant flowers, just something on the side. It's worth mentioning. These two are figs, and they are the same kind I propagate off the one outside my house. The reason I did a propagation on the one outside is that my zone does not kill the figs, but it will always reduce it to the basic growth. So this fig is, what should I say, is not as efficient, not as efficient. The You see the trunk down there this big. These only takes about 2 years to get to that size. And usually every year when I move them in, they experience a little bit of shock with the cold weather, so they went into dormancy. So this year I did a little, well, not this year, should I say last year I brought it in. I did a little different. Before it went into a dormancy, getting the cold freeze, I kind of brought them in early so they don't go into dormancy. And their native zone, they don't go into dormancy, they just grow all year round. So because I moved in early, they never went into a dormancy, and the temperature down in my basement is pretty, consistent, around about 65 to 70 degrees, give or take. So as you can see, now there are more sunlights out there. Spring's around the corner. They already went into, growing season already, and but it's by looking at it, it's really nice. They're growing, but in reality, they're not. I mean, they're growing pretty good, but in reality, you can see the leaf are downward, not like the fig leaf supposed to be upward on this variety. So it should be upward, and it's like a hand. It should be like this. You see, all of them are downward because they're not getting enough sunlight, and the leaf they produce are very weak. So if I were to move this one outside, and around May, I'll guarantee you about at least 80% of the leaves will get burned. It's okay. They'll get burned and they'll drop. The newer leaves will emerge and it will do better. That's how plants adapt. They're in a low light condition, they put out low light leaves. They're in a high intensity heat region, they put out high intensity absorbing leaves. Of course, the plant has to be tropical in the first place. You can't just expect a winter plant to release a bunch of leaves for the summer. No, it doesn't work like that. But anyway, these two are supposed to be a tropical plant, and it's called, I think it's white Marseilles. Okay, if you can look it up, the name's right there. But just want to give you a little bit video on it, and it's pretty interesting. It's actually start to form. Let me see if I can find it. You see this one right here? This little buddy? It's actually the fruit. It's already starting to form a small fruit. And now, here's a couple things. These kind of fruits typically are not the one you want. These what they call the early fruit. It's from the energy they saved up from last season or last year. During the bloom period, they have some reserve left, and now they want to put it out. Most of the time, when you want to eat fruits on like figs, you want it to get the one they are actively growing. Like for example, if it's July or August, they are actively growing into a big fruit. Yeah, that is the fruit you want, or toward closing end of the growing period. But like I say, if we were to plant this one in the tropical zone, they'll grow all year round, so there is no such thing as early fruit or something. But anyway, just give you a small update on these figs, and they are doing very well. And something on the side to mention, the pot's difference. You can see the trunk doesn't show that much of difference. I mean, besides this one can more growth, of course, it's bigger pots. And it's the term of the size. Now, figs love to get root bounded, okay? And figs have notoriously known for their aggressive root system. So if you have figs you want to plant in your backyard, make sure you plant it in the center of your backyard. Don't try to plant it next to your neighbor's fence or something. Eventually, the roots will go to our neighbor's sides and it will be aggressively taking the nutrient from the grass. It might kill the grass too. So this plant, I'll give you a heads up, it's not suitable or neighbor friendly. You can plant it on your own backyard. So that's why I constrain it to the containers. And they are easily root bounded. Once they root bounded, that means they love water too, and you can, just like night blooming jasmine, you can dump a lot of water in it, it'll do fine. It will not root rot. I mean, if you way overwater it, soak in the water, then submerge in the water, yes, they'll get root rot. But if you water it, just like the pot I have right now here, I have a drain hole in the bottom, it will never overwater, and you'll be fine. And it's very easy to plant, and I think I mentioned quite a few times already in the past how to propagate figs. Figs are very easy. You don't propagate using these green branch. Go for the dark one, cut it off, stick it into any potting mix, give it about 2 or 3 weeks, it'll start growing. It's that easy. I propagate figs in the past like 7 to 8 times. Even these two are propagated from the mother tree in the front. The front one's dead already. What happened is that when you plant in a zone 6B, this tree won't kill itself. But here's what happened. Every time you see the trunk up there, if you leave it outside, the cold temperature will kill everything above the ground. So every year you have a new growth merge out, and merge out, and it will grow by the peak of year. If you're lucky, if you have a lot of hot temperatures, hot days, you'll get few fruits, and then it won't grow anymore, because by the time it get to that point, it's already fall weather. The temperature is cold again, and then it'll kill back down. So keep doing that back and forth. I eventually thought, you know what, screw it. I'm not gonna get the fruits consistently with this kind of method, and it's kind of sucks to see it grow big and then all the top branches died off, and then it start out from the bottom again. So I say, you know what, I'll just cut the whole thing off and just propagate it into two. I'm not holding, but cut the top 2 big branches off and propagate it to these 2 pots. I actually have a few more propagation that I sold last year, but anyway, to these 2. And figs have a very good medicinal purpose in the Asian community. So I cut the big trunk off and gave it to the relatives. But anyway, that's just a small update on the figs. I know it's not fragrant flower, but since I have them down here and they're doing great, might as well give you guys a small update on it. All right, if you like the video, please click like, and I'll see you next time.